What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United, aka Oakland Latinos Unidos, the voice of the Latino community on YouTube. And I'm on here with a new story for you to enjoy or for you to think of. Actually, look at that sign. I put it on there, but I really don't feel that way. I don't. I'd be a fucking hypocrite to feel that way. But anyway, the video today is about interracial dating in the Latino, Chicano, Mexicano, or just brown community in general. It's a touchy subject for some people because you got to look at the history of Latin America. I mean, on one sense, yes, we are an indigenous people, but at the same time, we are a mixed people as well. You know, many of us are mestizos, mulattos, and some of us are mixed with all three, Spanish, indigenous, and black. And some people are black in Latin America, some people are indigenous in Latin America, and some people are white in Latin America. So it's kind of, I guess you could say it's kind of interracial dating when it comes to our community. It's not a black and white issue for sure, because we're already a product of a mixed society in many ways. And, but there still is colorism. There still is a history of racism in Latin America. Here in the United States, Latinos tend to become more racist and prejudiced because they live in a country that's based off racism and prejudice. But am I against, or how do I feel about interracial dating? Well, I could tell you that if I said I was against it, I would be the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world, because I've dated interracially. Actually, the last 4 or 5 years, most of my girlfriends were not Latinas or brown women. I dated mostly women of other races. About 4 years ago, I was dating a light-skinned black girl. After that, I dated a black Latina. She was Dominican. And then right now, I'm dating a South Asian girl, or as you could call it, she's Indian, from India. So, I've dated, and in the past, I've dated, white girls, black girls, Latinas as well. I dated an Asian girl before. I was pretty much open to dating girls that I like, regardless of race. I never really looked at their race. If I was attracted to a female, I just dated her. Like I always tell people, I date what's in front of me and what I like, and that's how it goes. You know what I mean? Race really goes out the window with me, at least with me. You know what I mean? I've never been one of those people, I'm so Chicano, I have to date a Chicana, or I have to date a Latina, or I have to date a Mexicana. I've never been like that. I've dated women of many races. And why do I show this picture? I know it's annoying. I'm only showing it just to cause controversy, just to attract attention, because I know people are going to look at it and they're just going to assume that, how can I say that, I'm against interracial dating, but I'm not. I think in reality, I know there are some Chicanos out there, some raza out there who have the mentality of, well, we should stick to our own. We should only date our own. You should only date Latinas. You should only date Chicanas. You should only date Mexicanas or Salvadoreñas or Nicaragüense or Colombian or whatever. You know what I mean? Don't date any other race, especially blacks, especially whites, especially Asian, whatever. There are some people like that. There are some people who feel they have to preserve this superiority of or the race, and, let's be fair, there's black people like that too, and there's white people like that, so I can't say that just white people are like that. Everybody's kind of like that in some ways. In every culture and race, they're always going to kind of be against their daughters or their sons dating someone of another race. And it's only because they don't understand. But you see, I grew up in the United States. I grew up around all kinds of different races of people. And, yes, I did grow up around a lot of raza, and I did grow up around a lot of Latina women. And I've dated quite a few in my lifetime. But at the same time, I grew up around other women of other races, and I was always pretty curious. You know what I mean? And I've always enjoyed sex, and I've always enjoyed the company of women. So I never said no to an opportunity when I met women that were of other races. Just just wasn't happening. You know what I mean? I never was like a cultural nationalist in that aspect. I went with what I liked. And should other Latinas or Latinos, Chicanos, Chicanas, strictly date Latinos or Chicanos or indigenous or whatever? I feel if that's how you feel, you have every right to feel however you want to feel. I can't tell you how to feel. If you want to date someone of only your group, regardless of what race you are, but particularly if you're brown, you have that right to. I can't tell you that you should say no. But at the same time, you shouldn't try to shame or tell anyone not to do it, especially if someone's doing it and they're dating someone of another race and they're happy. You know what I mean? Because then you're just becoming a fucking hater. You're just hating because you don't have happiness like that. The only thing I've said in the past, I just don't like when people like, that are Latinos or blacks or any other race tend to date someone of another race just because they feel that race is superior, or they're going to be more successful if they date that race, or they're going to, be better off, which is bullshit. A lot of times that ends more in disasters than anything else. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not against interracial dating. I'm not. It is what it is. You know what I mean? If you're black or brown, if you're a woman or female, if you're brown, I'm sorry. If you're a Chicana, a Chicano, and you want to date a white person, a black person, an Asian person, a Latino, whatever, Arabic, it's none of my fucking business. For one, it's none of my business. It's none of my fucking business who you date and who you sleep with. So it's not for me to say who you should sleep with or who you should date. And, and I'd be the biggest hypocrite to say, I don't agree with it. I don't want you dating someone of another race, because I've dated so many women of so many different races that I would be a fucking hypocritical piece of shit if I said that. I would just be completely dishonest. And the last 5, 6 years, most of the girls I dated weren't even Latinas. Well, one was. She was Dominican. I'm sorry. I take that back. But she looked black. If you looked at her, she looked like a black girl. But, yeah, date whoever you want. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody tell you anything. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody shame you or tell you, oh, you can't date this person because they're black or because they're white or because they're Asian or because they're Arabic or because they're whatever. Date whoever you want to date. You know what I mean? Sadly, sometimes when you date outside your race, sometimes your parents just don't understand and they want to give you a hard time, or family, you know what I mean? But in time, sometimes even families become accepting. That's just how it is. But like I said, I'm not against it. I only put this sign up just to cause controversy, because I know as soon as people see the sign, they think I'm going to be on some rant on how I hate interracial dating. But I don't. I just did this just to be a jerk, just to get attention, just to get numbers. But date whoever you want, If you're a Chicano, because I can relate more to Chicano men, and you like a black girl, or you like a white girl, or you like an Asian girl, or you like a Pacific Island girl, or you like a girl from some random place that no one ever heard about, but she's cool and you like her, don't limit yourself. What are you going to limit yourself for? Don't limit your happiness for anybody else. The only thing I can tell you, if you date a girl, any girl of any race, and she turns out to be no good, and there you go. And if you're a girl or a woman, a Chicana, Mexicana, whatever, and you like a white guy, a black guy, Arabic guy, Chinese, date them. You know what I mean? Date whoever you want. I have no right to tell you who to date, and nobody else has a right to tell you who to date, especially if you're an adult. You date whoever the fuck you want to date. And that's just how it is. So, whether you like it or not, that's how I feel. Hate me, like me, I really don't give a shit. This is Jay the Wanderer. Actually, no. Fuck, why do I keep calling myself Jay the Wanderer? I'm Jose from Oakland Latinos United. Take care, bye. Date whoever you want. Remember that.